Airman Cave Archives! Knowing and doing are two different things. Oh, hey. Welcome back. Good to have you here again. So, I'm thinking we'll do something comic book related, yeah? Alright, so, let's see. Let's go over here. Alright, so we're going to do a tale of two Batmans. First story. This piece right here actually is from WonderCon. Kind of a cool opportunity. My wife surprised me for my 40th birthday and sent me there, and it was awesome because I got to see my little brother. He surprised me. That was part of the birthday package, as it would be. But it was 3 days of geeking out over comic books and all the different stuff that goes along with it. Well, what I did was I took a blank cover variant comic book and had all the different artists and writers and some of the different superstars and stuff from the different movies and shows actually sign it or do little doodles and things along those lines. Now, one of the big people that I wanted to get done was Neil Adams. So I ran in, went to Neil's table and put it down in front of him and told him what I wanted to do. And he said, "Oh, that's a great idea." He said, "That'll be $50." And I was like, whew. It's kind of steep for a signature, but it's Neil Adams. And while I was talking to him, I said, "Hey, would you mind just doing like a little, maybe a little pinky-sized Batman cow?" And he said, "Yeah, that'll be $80." And so in my head, I was thinking, all right, $50 for the autograph, $30 for the sketch, and that should be good. So he leans to the pay lady or the money lady, and he said, "That'll be $130." I was like, whoa, stop. What? And he said, yeah. He's like, 50 for the autograph, 80 for the sketch. And I was like, Mr. Adams, all I want is a teeny tiny little, doodle, Batman doodle head. And he's like, yeah, man, that's how much it is for a sketch. And I was like, well, yeah, I just can't do that. So just sign the book. And as you can see, there were so many other artists and writers and stars. They didn't ask for a dime. And it was really cool to be able to see some of the things that the people took the time to do and put on there. But it broke my heart a little bit to not have the Batman cow on there. So, but had an awesome experience, and I really appreciated being able to go to WonderCon and seeing that. Now, that's bad Batman. Good Batman is this one up here up top. Let me tell you. So I usually do Free Comic Book Day. And Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday in May each year, whenever you go to your local comic book store and get free comic books. Well, usually I do a setup where I sell some of the things that I've done. And this particular year, I was in Heroes and Villains in Hampton, Virginia. And I had my table set up and everything, and this gentleman walks in and he looks like he's trying to get an area as well, but I had already set up. So he talked to the shop owner and everything, and he said, well, that's all right, I'll find another location to go to. And as I'm sitting there, the owner says, well, you know who that is? I was like, I don't know. He's like, that's Strowman, Larry. I was like, I have no clue who that is. Because I go off of art. I don't go off of names, and I'm horrible, unless it's like Jim Lee or Rob Liefeld or something like that, or Todd McFarlane, or Neil Adams. But he says, dude, he's the one back in the 90s that did the X Factor series and stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I know who he is. And I go over and I was like, sir, I just want to tell you, I really appreciate your work. I loved it as a kid, being able to read it and everything. And he said, oh, okay. He said, what are you doing here? And I told him I was selling some of my stuff. And he said, oh, okay. He said, all right. He said, do you have any extra backing boards? And so I gave him a backing board. And I noticed he picked up one of the pens that I'd been using to sign stuff, and he starts drawing as we're talking. And I didn't think anything of it because I was just enamored as a kid inside, thinking that I'm talking to this guy that I loved his artwork growing up. When we get done, he's like, all right, well, I got to take off and go to another location, but here, you can have this. He gives me this awesome profile of Batman. Didn't ask him. We just happened to be having a conversation, and he draws this for me. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world that he could have done. And number one, he's not known for doing Batman a lot, but it was just an awesome experience to be able to talk to an individual like that and have him just give me something through our conversation time. So that's good Batman. Good Batman. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story about bad Batman and also good Batman. Now, keep in mind, knowing and doing are two different things. So now that you know the difference between good and bad, please go do something good so people don't think that you're bad. So thanks a lot for coming, and I appreciate your time. See you next time. Airman Cave Archives! Knowing and doing are two different things.